Welcome to this podcast. It's called Money Talks, and today we're going to shoot the shit about automations and how to use it to make more money and have more freedom in your business.
Yeah.
We're going to have this talk, Lucas. So, welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, thank you. So, essentially, what we want to talk about is both how to automate processes, make it easier. Like we have our tech guy who's made our life a lot easier. And then also how to hire the right people and actually create leaders. Because one thing is you see a lot of stuff on the internet about how to make a lot of money, but how do you actually get out of that business and actually have freedom with it also? So that's the main focus for today.
Yeah, I remember the first time where that became a real reality for me. That was about 2 years ago, and it was just such an amazing experience going on vacation with my girlfriend. I mean, you were working very hard because you were one of the reasons I could have that freedom. But because we had you, there was a couple of other leaders in our business, like I didn't have to work, and we had our best month ever without me.
Yeah.
And I saw this video on Instagram today, and the guy he was speaking about, he sold his company for a couple $100 million, and he speaks about like a lot of entrepreneurs has the ego of like need to be involved in everything. And you actually don't have a business unless it can run without you.
No.
And that freedom where I could just travel every day, I would a new place, new 5-star hotel with my girlfriend, and we literally had the best month or the best 2 months. And I was like, whoa, holy shit, that was a new experience.
Yeah.
And it's been like that for almost 2 years for me now, where I'm only involved is because I want to.
Yeah.
So I think this is a very important subject for freedom.
Yeah.
If you want to have real freedom.
And also, if freedom is not a priority, it's also what's going to take it to the next level because it's what's going to rip you out of those day-to-day tasks so you can sit with more high-leverage tasks that's going to make you more money, right? Because it's very hard to make the move from, let's say, 100K to 500K a month if you're also sitting and you're setting up ads every day and you're sitting on sales calls every day.
Yeah.
Like, the business is capped.
Yeah. You want to work on the business instead of in the business.
Yeah.
So people probably know what this concept is about, but like just to highlight it for those who don't, in your business is the things that makes the business run day to day.
Yeah.
On your business is the strategies and the things you can do today to make the business bigger next month, 3 months, 1 year, 2 years down the road. So like the more you can work on your business, the bigger your business will become
Yeah.
in the long run, right?
Yeah, and it's a little bit of a scary step to
Yeah.
begin with.
Yeah.
Because you have to pull out from some of the things that you know is going to generate you money today to then generate more money tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that's a little bit of a leap of faith.
Yeah.
So how was it for you to take that? Because I know it was a little bit hard to release control fully.
Yeah.
How did you deal with
Well,
that?
for me, I wish somebody had actually taught me or taken me to the side and showed me this because I was horrible at this. Like it's taken me years and years and years to learn, mainly because of the irritation you get when you're working with somebody and you don't know how to manage them and lead them.
Yeah.
So I think some patience needs to be required because before I would just be like, I told you this is how you need to do the task and it's not happening. And then you get into this conflict where you're irritated and you don't want them to feel that you're irritated because you don't want to be angry at them, because you want to be patient. But then at the same time, it's not getting done and you're getting frustrated.
Yeah.
And then it's just this thing where it never really becomes successful, that this person can just take care of the work.
Yeah.
And that is, I think, a big frustration for a lot of business owners.
I think the main thing, like for me, like coming in under your leadership was the main thing that I see that you're very good at is building the vision for the people you hire and actually allowing them to grow in that role. Because the second I started, even as an intern or like with zero experience, I knew I could grow to whatever I wanted to. And there was no cap. And I think a lot of business owners have too much ego to give that free role because they want to be the star player. But if you want your business to be as big as possible and grow as much as possible and you release your control from it, you have to be okay with having other star players around you.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny because I had a talk with one of my female leaders yesterday, and it was about like being secure enough also to work with people. Because here's the thing, if you feel intimidated in any way, shape, or form, then you're gonna cap that person. And some people out there probably have been in a workplace where like they felt like that the other person held them down. You never want to create an environment like that.
No.
I have a rule. If somebody gives energy to create something, I'm never going to damp the energy.
No.
I'm never, like, I'm never going to be the reason, I'm never going to be the bottleneck for that person's
Even
growth.
if the expertise isn't there.
Yeah, even if the expertise is not there. Like, you know, you might not be running in the right direction. Then I will tell you, hey, this is great. I love this. Maybe we could do it another time. Like, but what I prefer is you run in this direction.
Yeah.
This is the direction we need to go in.
Yeah.
For you to have success, this is the direction. And then they will just put the energy that way.
And I think that's maybe the most underrated factor when you hire people in a small business. Because one thing is if you're running a huge enterprise, then you just go for skill set, experience. But when you're running a small business, you want to develop a leader. Of course, skill is nice, but I wouldn't say it's need to have. I would much rather have someone with amazing energy.
Yeah, who is willing to learn.
Who's willing to learn. Because most skills, like with great energy, you can learn in a couple of years.
Yeah. And for the people who are listening, they might be thinking, well, when is leadership relevant? And I would think it should be relevant from day one.
Yeah.
When you're starting the business. Maybe not in the first couple months, but the first hire you make is important.
Yeah.
And that should happen within the first 2-3 months. You should already be primed for finding leaders.
Yeah.
Because, you know, in a year, you could have 3 leaders with you, and you could, in theory, just release yourself from the business after 12 months. Everybody can do it in 18 months.
Yeah.
And we've done it multiple times. So I'm just saying, like, like you should be thinking leadership no matter where you are. If you're making $10,000 a month, $100,000 a month, like $200,000 a month, $500,000 a month, $1 million a month, you should be thinking leadership.
And there's also different degrees of leaders. Like when we say develop leaders, it's not only people who can manage 10 people and be a leader to all of those.
No.
It's also being a leader of your own little position. Like, for example, our salespeople, I would argue, are all leaders.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to micromanage them. You give them leads, and they take care of them. They take ownership of them, and they have as much interest as me to get them closed, right? So even they are not managing 3-4 people, I would still call them a sub leader.
Like, so there was a time where you were spending at least 6-7 hours a day on sales, if not more.
Yeah, probably more.
Probably more, just on sales, right?
Yeah.
And I know you were also in marketing when we were building. But then now, how much time do you spend on sales department?
I spend 30 minutes every day. I have a meeting with them, and then 30 minutes admin, like if they need a sheet or whatever, or guidance, or there's this lead special case. I would say an hour.
Yeah. So on average, you're spending, let's say, 7 hours
7 to 10 hours a week.
a week for running a multi-million-dollar enterprise sales department.
Yeah.
Right, and the other departments run because you have other people in place.
Yeah.
Right, so you have the service department. And now you're just really focused on marketing. So of course the hours are going there.
Yeah.
But you're also releasing yourself there.
Yeah.
Right, because you're getting some immediate buy-in and doing all that stuff, so you can work on high-level stuff.
Yeah.
But like there are degrees of freedom. Like there's the freedom I have where I am literally not needed in the business.
Yeah.
Then there's freedom where you're like, okay, I'm working 7 hours a week, or I'm working 14 hours a week, where it's kind of like where you are right now, right?
Yeah.
So I think people need to understand that it comes in like stages.
Yeah.
Because I remember like just 6 months ago, you were needed like maybe 40 hours a week or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Right? So it's gradually, it's just like, boom, 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 this is happening.
Yeah.
And that's also what you want for your leaders, I believe. Like first you go first, and then you want to, like, if you want to take those people with you, like it needs to be a process everybody go through.
Yeah.
In a couple of years.
Yeah, and I actually tried with the sales team. I tried to pull back like even more and do like sales meetings every 2-3 days or something like that. But I could see the dip in performance because a lot of leadership is also just synergy in energy.
Yeah.
Like they need to feel the presence.
Yeah.
And there is something about one of the partners, one of the owners being there.
Yeah.
That just brings energy. So I just saw, okay, 30 minutes of my time every day is very high leverage.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not going in every day and
Yeah.
making like a big decision or
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
just that they know, okay, there's a leader here and there's someone like running with us.
Yeah.
It makes a huge difference. So that's why I went back to let's have meetings every day.
Yeah, but I would say if you're the number one guy in a company, meaning you are the main owner of a company, you should get down to a coaching business. You should be able to manage it with 4 or 5 hours a week.
Yeah.
Because you have one meeting with the person responsible for marketing, you have one meeting with the person responsible for sales, you have one meeting with the person responsible for the coaching department, and then you have miscellaneous. There could be accounting department and stuff like that. So 5 hours, everybody should be able to run a coaching business.
Yeah.
Once they have the right people in place, train them, the systems, the processes.
Yeah, and that's the big thing. Like, because you've hired so many people. How do you find the right people?
That's a good question. How do you find the right people? Well, I'm not a top recruiter at all, I would say. So it's not it. But what I'm looking for is, people who have energy, as you said. I'm looking for people who fits our culture. That's the number one thing. So I need them to be a part of the family.
Yeah.
A lot of people talk about culture, and it's an in thing. Like, first time I read about culture was 20 years ago. I even read about cults.
Yeah.
The people that, you have these cults where people doing crazy shit and doing all this weird stuff. But the same principles that make weird cults happen is also the same principles that make great companies work. If you look at at least Google a few years ago, I don't know how it is now, but some of these giant companies that have great cultures, there are some principles there. There's a sense of belonging. And that sense of belonging can only happen if it's the right person fitting the right culture.
Yeah.
Because if you're the wrong person in a culture that doesn't match with you, you're never going to feel that you belong. Because you will always feel that the leadership of the people around you, they don't really love you. They don't care about you. There's a mismatch.
Yeah.
Some kind of and you don't want that.
No. For me, the number one thing I look at if I'm going to hire someone is, especially if I want to develop them, is how well do they take negative feedback and how well do they take being challenged. Because if I cannot challenge you, there's two different ways you can react to a challenge. Either you defend yourself, you get defensive and you don't do anything about it. And that could be okay if that's your initial reaction. But real winners, in my experience, they take that as fuel and they go out and finish the job and they level up. And that's, for me, it's a very defining factor. If I cannot give you criticism or if I cannot challenge you and it's not going to level you up, then I don't think you have a long-term.
I think actually that's the number one value in our teams is growth.
Yeah.
You need to be 100% open for growth.
Yeah.
There can be no block there.
Yeah.
As soon as there's a block, we're going to have an issue.
Yeah.
Then you're going to be the bottleneck.
Yeah, and also if you think about it, now we're more corporate, so to say, in the communication. But when we were working from grounds up, we had some tough conversations with, for example, our sales rep Dave, and so where maybe it didn't sound as professional, but he's still with us. He's been with us for years, and I think I would value higher ruthless honesty and being able to just say what you want than being corporate and just pussyfoot around the issues.
Yeah, no, we don't do that. And it's not about being mean. It's just about this is not working. This is a bottleneck for our company. Fix it, or this is not the right place for you.
Yeah.
That's the communication at some point after you've tried a couple of times. But I think it's very important that they know exactly what it is you're expecting from them. So, you can't just say, be more outgoing.
No.
On a sales meeting. No, what does that mean? Show up. Are you smiling? What questions are you asking? They need to know exactly. Are you letting the other person speak and stuff like that? So I think the proper training, a lot of people don't understand that part.
Yeah, I mean, even me, I struggle with that for a while because some things that might be obvious to me is not obvious to someone else.
Yeah.
And especially if you're a business owner, then most of the time you are sharp and you are competent and you catch on pretty quickly. And then when you hire someone, they might not be as quick. And for me, my big issue was I lose patience with them. I'm like, why do you not fucking get it? And then I would blame. But then the real development was when I started looking into myself. I'm like, okay, am I explaining it well enough? Am I doing my part to make sure they understand it? Because I'm not training myself. I'm training somebody else. I cannot base my standards on how quick I learn.
Yeah.
I'm trying to hire someone else.
Yeah.
And then I have to clone myself
Yeah.
if I ever want to outsource.
Yeah, I have an internal rule subconsciously, but sometimes I put it into wording as well. But it's always like, I want to make a task in such a way that a 12-year-old can understand it.
Yeah.
So even if I use ChatGPT, I say to ChatGPT, make sure a 12-year-old can understand this.
Yeah.
Because I really want no excuses that the person can't carry out the task based on my instructions.
Yeah.
So culture is very important, to go back to that. Like, culture for me also, it's speed. The people that I work the best with are people who always want to develop.
Yeah.
They're always open to feedback. They don't take it personally. Like, of course, I never attack the person.
No.
But if I say, the way you handle this is not good enough, there shouldn't be a, like, I feel attacked.
No.
No, it should just be like, you are right, let's fix it. What do I need to do? And, of course, I will give the solutions. I'm not toxic in any way, shape, or form when I give the feedback.
No.
I'm just like, let's fix this. This is a bottleneck. Very logical about it. So some people can't handle that. And then you got to have a conversation with them and let them understand. Listen, maybe you're not used to this. Here we give feedback fast, and it's never personal. I want you to be able to do the same with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's very important. Like, I'm not perfect. So if I can be a better manager, better leader, or do my job better for you, let me know, please. And that's the expectation I have for you. I would be actually pissed if you don't tell me, because then I don't feel we become more efficient. I want a team where we just, point out the things that needs to be better all the time.
That also creates the environment. I'm more inclined to listen to your criticism if I know that you're listening to mine.
Exactly.
But if it's like a one-way street,
It doesn't work.
I'm not gonna take your feedback. And I also think that's part of why we've worked together so well and why our partnership is so tight, is because we've had difficult conversations. If you think about it, every time we have like a quote unquote a negative conversation, we always grow to the next level.
Yeah.
And that's I think is the most important foundation. And with every partner, if you think every partner we have in our business, every single one, we've had very, very tough conversations. Not fun at all. And it wasn't fun for us either. And it always level up. And that's why we stay together. And that's why we have a very, very strong team.
Yeah, we have a very, very strong team. And it's because we make an environment that's safe for people.
Yeah.
So even though there's this tough feedback, it's very safe to be in.
Yeah. It's not toxic.
No, it's a structure. It's just like, this is how we work. These are the values. If you fuck with it, it's great. If not, then this is not going to work out. So it's not like they're getting erratic behavior or something, or they're getting criticized out of nowhere or emotionally. It's just like, this is the value.
Yeah.
So we work very good with people who are speedy. Like, it means we have an idea, let's execute. Like, I'm doing this, boom, boom, things are happening.
Yeah.
If things are not happening like we had a guy over who was we were helping, and I saw in his company things were so slow.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, what the fuck is happening?
It's the
here?
most frustrating ever.
Like,
I'd rather have 100 mistakes because you moved speedy than just nothing.
Yeah, like, I have a pretty clear idea of, like, of course there's an expectation. You work, let's say it's 8 hours. Okay, great. Then if I know what the priorities are, this is priority 1, 2, 3, 4, and a priority 1, 2 is not happening the next hour, then what the fuck are you doing? So we're going to have that conversation. But some people don't, like, micromanage in the beginning, and you have to. Yeah. If you want to be a great manager, you have to know what's going on all the time in the beginning with new people.
Yeah.
So, one, you need to have clear expectations. Then you need to give amazing training. And the expectation needs to be in writing. And then you need to make sure to follow up all the time. And you need to ask questions, show support, and have end-of-day reports, have communication every single day for the first 2-3 months.
Yeah.
That's how you create a leader.
Yeah. And then I think also a factor is have the door open in the sense, not in a toxic way as like 1 foot out the door, but have your standard and have that be above everything else. Like, you cannot value your personal relationship or wanting to be a good guy over your standards. Like, you have to always be okay with them leaving. And then even if it requires you going back down and taking sales calls or whatever, it's better than keeping a team member just for peace.
Yeah.
If it's not a culture fit.
Yeah, you talk about like instead of trying to be nice just to create no friction. But I think we are lucky because also I think what our friendship has created for me personally is that's just the way I roll in life. So there's nobody in my life where I'm not just being direct.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool because then it's not, I don't feel like going into a business and having a tough conversation is...
No.
It's difficult
anymore.
But
if you think of it like...
I used to.
For example, with our previous sales leader in our trading company. So we could have kept that running and the business would have been okay. And he was okay at his job and it would have made it easier because it wouldn't require us to put extra focus in sales.
He made a shit ton of money.
Yeah, he made a shit ton of money. But we decided anyways to have those tough conversations with him and actually ended up departing.
And it's great. And he still works sometimes for us on part-time.
So there's no bad feelings at all.
The relationship is not broken. It just didn't work out.
Because he was hired to be a leader. And our sense of... He came from a corporate world. Right, so big enterprise, Denmark's biggest phone company. So he was used to managing a big team. And Danish corporate environment is more, let's have a few daily meetings.
More relaxed.
Yeah, it's very relaxed and it's more like... I'm just a supervisor.
And we needed somebody who was more like in a startup capacity.
And that's a very to go back to skill versus energy, because skill wise he was the best we had.
He was the best we had.
He was the best on the phone.
He was even better than us in certain aspects with sales.
But energy wise, he wasn't up to par at all. Because for us, a leader in a small business is someone who runs like in the front when it comes to war. You are on the calls, you're setting the standard, because he had a team of 7, 8...
He had 9 or 10 at the height.
10 people under him, and they were performing okay, but it went from when I was in sales and you were in sales, it went from this let's kick down doors every day to like, oh, let's show up and let's take the calls with the leads we have.
And it's, of course, it's all right that performance goes a little bit down, but ideally it should not. Yeah. But of course, that is to expect it in a transition period. The problem is the standard went so much lower. Yeah. And it went to the standard that he is used to in the corporate world, where it was not that standard we had when we like started the company and like all the time in the first couple of years.
We weren't at that level yet. We weren't making $10 million a month where we could just we could piss off a few leads. Yeah. Like we had to still be efficient. Yeah. Right? And also his salary also put some expectation. He was making what 15, 16, 17K, 20K some months also. Yeah. And then we expect someone to be on the phone. And that was the main thing, was actually he didn't want to sit on the phone. He just wanted to manage. And then looking back now, okay, I'm managing to the same degree as he is, actually better numbers per lead. And I'm spending, like we talked about, 5 to 7 hours, right? So to pay 20K for a 5 to 7 hour job is...
Yeah, that's not what you want. So what you're basically saying is, we're hiring people who are willing to go first. Yeah. Because you're not really a leader unless you're willing to
go in the sewer.
Yeah, and the analogy is like with war. Yeah. Are you somebody who sit in the castles and order the troops to go to war? And sometimes you need to be that business person. Yeah. Or are you the leader who says, okay, let's go to war, and you're the first one on the horse. Yeah. Like you're in the front lines. And when you're building, you need to be in the front lines.
Yeah, especially also if it's your goal as an owner to be the guy in the castle. You cannot hire another guy in the castle.
No, you can't do that.
You're just going to sit and have dinner in the castle. You need another one in the front lines.
Yeah, but for instance, with CBH Trading Academy, with the trading company, now I am in the castle. Yeah. But I've also communicated it. Yeah. Listen, I want this company to run without me. Now, we build it here. You guys make decisions based on this and this and this, and that's it. So it's communicated. Use me as you want as an advisor. Yeah.
But the difference is there's still people in the front line.
Yes.
So there's more people in the front line than when you were in the front line.
Yeah, because like when I was at the front line, maybe they couldn't shine as much.
Yeah.
Because I'm at the front line.
Yeah.
So now they're taking more ownership, and they know it depends on them.
Yeah, that's also a big factor. It's like I saw a big increase in performance when I sat down. I had a meeting and I said, "Listen, I'm gonna pull myself out of this. I'm not gonna sit day to day, and this is on you.
Yeah.
If you wanna make money, if you wanna be a part of this is on you, right? I'm here to support. You're gonna have leads. I'm gonna set the structure for you. If you need anything, I'm here, but I'm not gonna be the one pushing you out." And people just rise to the occasion for that. And we have better, like we have people who produce more. Like we spoke to one guy. He's like a mental coach in Denmark, and like 4 or 5 of his salespeople produce the same as one of ours.
Yeah.
And that's because he has 100% ownership. Like our sales rep has 100% ownership over his leads.
But it's also because we set the standard, as we talked about before. It's because we have clear processes, because we did it ourselves. And then it's like we're going in and managing every single detail in the beginning. And they don't do that. No. And I've seen a lot of companies paying, like, I'm like, what the fuck is happening here? Like, the efficiency is just 3 times worse than if we went in like 2-3 weeks, we could fix it.
Yeah.
Like, and they could literally double their business, like, literally overnight a lot of times.
When I'm managing, I'm not guessing.
No.
I'm not guessing, it would be nice if you did these numbers. No, I went in there. I've done these calls. I know this is what you should produce. I'm okay with a 10, 20% lower than me. But below that...
So, obviously, from a business owner's perspective, it's either laziness or it's a skill issue.
Yeah.
So, if you don't know sales and you're relying on somebody else, then you need to partner up with somebody who is excellent. You can't compromise on it.
No.
Because then you end in these situations where you're just having a low-performing team. And you think you're a big shot because it's running automatically, but it's just like with one fix, you could double your business.
Yeah, literally. And a lot of people... Yeah, I also see a lot of people. We spoke to one client who was outsourcing all of his sales and appointment setting, and in a way it sounded pretty good because he was saving time and whatever. But then we actually dove into it, and it was so inefficient, and there was so little happening, and he was paying so much for it. I think he was giving away like 25 to 30% of his business.
Yeah, and it was just for a couple of appointment setters and then some inefficient salespeople.
Yeah, and
it was just like I can cut that in like almost in half, or at least 30% lower, and I can double the input.
Yeah,
the output. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Right, like very easily. But you can only see that if you understand what it takes. That's what it goes again. Like either you partner up with somebody who has the standard.
Yeah.
Or you raise to the occasion.
Yeah.
There's no other way. Like there was a guy yesterday who reached out to me and said he's looking for CMO for his business, and then he puts the requirements. Needs to have 4 or 5 years experience in the field. Need to have experience like growing a brand from nothing almost to 7 figures, and just an all around amazing CMO. I told him very professionally. I told him, listen, you can't get a person like this in-house full time unless you're willing to pay. Like there needs to be a great base, and there needs to be a percentage of the business, because the person you are describing already made it.
Yeah.
So it's like these business owners who are like in the 20, 30, 50K, sometimes even 100K a month, they're delusional.
Completely.
They're like, they want this superstar, but they're not willing to pay for it.
Yeah.
So either you understand where you are and you train somebody for 1 or 2 years, I would say 1 year at least. That's what we did together. I said, listen, this is the area where I'm weak at, specifically paid marketing. I said, if you better yourself on this, then we have a chance to work together. Because the trust was already there. We liked each other. We were friends. So you took that to heart and you went that direction.
Yeah.
And now we are like 4 years later, and you're the person I trust absolutely the most. Like you are better than me. So then it becomes a partnership.
Yeah.
Right? We don't need anyone. We don't need freelancers. We don't need like agencies. We don't need anything. We'll just take over the world together.
Yeah.
Because we have everything that's needed.
Yeah. And that's what the team is built around.
Yeah.
So we are the foundation, and everyone on our team has seen us do every task.
Yeah. So there's nobody who can mess with us. There's nobody who can manipulate us, fuck with us. Like there's nothing there.
No.
There's nobody who can set a standard that we like. We would. It's very hard to impress us.
Yeah.
With standards. But
Yeah.
when we are impressed, we see it right away, and then we just promote it.
Yeah. Yeah. Then you just,
Because real recognize real, right?
yeah.
Like,
For example, your brother.
Yeah.
Like he's just has all the leeway he wants to sell because he just wants to sit on his ass and do 12 hours a day calls.
Yeah.
He just wanted to sit and do sales.
Yeah.
And he's not only doing sales. He's the type of sales rep that's tracking every lead, like where is he in the process, and calling people to if he sends them to another closer or whatever, and that's like a real leader, and that's what's allowed me to get out of the sales rep. He's like the main reason why I can pull more away from sales.
yes. So you only get that by also incentivizing people.
Yeah,
Like everybody that are important to your business should win when the business wins.
Yeah.
It's a mistake to not have that, I believe.
yeah,
Like in the big companies, even I think in NVIDIA, he says he has 50 executives, but they all have stocks. They all have a stock in the business.
Yeah.
So when the business does well, they do well. So you need to make that happen in some kind of way. Sometimes it could be as low as 1% of the revenue.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's 3, sometimes it's 4, sometimes it's 5. But for key positions, and you also learn what to give away. And in the beginning, we gave too much away. And then you actually see you will get the same input with less.
Yeah.
And there will be less entitlement later, and they will be more efficient because they will be hungry for the next stage. So it's finding that middle ground, because it's not like we are selfish at all.
No.
Like I'm very generous to work with. I'm very fair to work with, but it just needs to be like you need to get paid for the problems you solve.
Yeah.
So obviously if we start a business and after 1 or 2 or 3 months I can just not be in the business, I'm happy to give you 50%.
yeah, yeah.
Like right, that's our mindset.
Yeah.
We're happy. Then like if I never have to think about this, I'm happy to do it. But if I know I have to go in and manage, or I need to hire other people and need to solve problems for you and stuff like that, then you become less valuable.
And also, you're doing them a disservice.
Yeah.
Like if you sit down and you say, okay, I'm working for the best interest of this person. The best interest is not making it too good, because then they're gonna get complacent. They're not gonna develop. For example, we have one leader. He wanted to level up. He's a coach, and he's running the coaching department very well. But if he wanted to go to the next level, he had to learn how to solve bigger problems. So instead of just giving him more percentages and more salary,
Which he asked for a lot.
yeah, we gave him the field to play on where he could learn more, like learn some marketing skills, learn more about sales, learn how to develop an offer, learn how to actually run a business that's going to generate revenue and become more valuable. Then we're going to pay you more.
Of course. And I feel like in order to do that great as a manager or leader, you need to understand psychology. And like that's a process that takes me a lot of years. But it's also you're working with people's egos.
Yeah.
Because some people will have this, I'm just worth it. Like L'Oreal, the
Yeah.
commercial, I'm worth it. And I feel I've had that to a certain degree when I was younger, but I definitely don't think I have it now just because I've exist. Like it's rooted in like what is the value I provide.
Yeah.
That's the healthy way to go about it. And have a self-awareness and also awareness of the business is like, what are the problems I solve? And some people are just like, I'm all in. I'm putting all these hours. I'm doing all this energy. Da, 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 da. Yeah, but like that's entitlement, because again, like if you look at the broader spectrum, what is it the business needs?
Yeah.
Okay, that your problems, I can hire that pretty quickly and I can solve this issue for half the price you're getting right now, then why should I promote you to more salaries? What I would rather do is like let you know, I care about you so much. I love you for the business because you are so important and you do a great job and I can see that you fit the culture. There are these and these and these problems here. If you go and learn something so you can actually solve these problems and you grow into that and you take your time instead of thinking, I need it right now, you actually earn it, then I'm happy to give you. And there's no cap.
This is also a very important lesson for owners.
Yeah.
Because a lot of owners think they're entitled to make more. Why am I not making more money? Why do I not have more clients? I'm working 80, 100 hours a week. Then you're not working on the right things. There's freelancers working 100 hours a week and they're earning $1,000 a month in India or Philippines or whatever.
Yeah.
So hours is not going to get you paid.
Yeah.
That's not how the market works. The market works on how much are you worth, how much value are you providing.
Yeah. Yeah. So what have we talked about so far? We've talked about culture, talked about picking the right people, talked about training, and I think a lot of people they miss the training part. You should do it every day the first 3 months, at least for the first month, and then you can cut it down to 3-4 times, and then 2 times a month. But like training, oh my God, it needs to be, and it needs to be in writing.
Yeah.
The training, what you want them to do every day, that needs to be there. You need to do it with them, give them feedback on it. Like, fuck, a lot of people mess that up.
Yeah, I mean, it's also because it requires a lot of consistency from you, and when you're doing it, you don't see the harvest. You don't see the immediate benefit from day one. It's a very gradual thing. So you have to have the end in mind, like, okay, why am I sitting down here every day? It's because I'm training people to take over from me.
Yeah, and sometimes you hire somebody, you think they're great, and you put a month into them, and all of a sudden they quit.
Yeah.
Right, for whatever reason.
Yeah. And that's just part of the game.
That's just part of the game, right? Like, so
Yeah.
it's just about, like, if you do it a couple of times, you get good at it, and then you know when it's your fault and when it's not your fault.
That's it. And and worst case scenario, you just craft that skill even better of hiring, because it's a very underrated skill of actually getting people in, onboarding them, and how fast can they actually become profitable for your company. Especially when your scale is going to be one of the main factors for you actually scaling profitably.
One thing that was a challenge for me was, or for you too, for us, was the entitlement thing. Because when you're working with people, we create a family atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's not a corporate atmosphere.
No.
Well, now it is more.
Yeah.
But like when we're building in the beginning with the people, it's just like if you were in my living room.
Yeah, they come to our house.
They come to our house. They sleep over. You know, we go on vacations together and stuff like that. So it's not like, oh, I'm switching something on. And I've seen some people do that, and I just think it's weird.
Yeah.
So I'm not like that. It's just like we are on a mission together. Let's roll.
Yeah.
So, but some people have entitlement. And some people don't know they have entitlement.
Yeah.
They know what entitlement is, but they don't understand it. Entitlement to me is like if you feel that you should get something just because.
Yeah.
That is entitlement.
Just because of existing.
Just because your mindset says you're good.
Yeah.
No. You're getting something because you're valuable to the business. Period.
Yeah.
I never want to give out things or money because I like you.
No.
I always make that clear with everybody. There will be some, of course, sometimes where I help, but then I will draw a line and say, like, listen, this is what I can do now for you. But if you want more, you need to do this and this and this and solve these problems. It's very easy. But I'll give you the opportunity. I'll support you. I'll be there for you, like everything you need.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. And then that entitlement for us, like you said earlier, our mistake was that we bring people in and we give too much too early. They have to work a little bit more for it.
Yeah.
And it has to be more of a gradual thing.
Yeah.
For them to, they constantly have to chase something.
Yeah, before we gave partnerships out left and right, and you get 5%, and you get 5%. And now it's more like, okay,
you're an
professional.
employee.
Like you are an employee. This is it. Can be some back end, but let's see the work first, and let's have a long period.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a big game changer, especially with these new.
And I feel like a lot of new business owners were in the same situation as us, because it's like you have this eager, and you see somebody and you want to motivate them.
Yeah.
So it's a little immature.
Yeah.
Right, to give out the opportunity too much. At least that was my issue. So now it's just like very clear. This is the structure. Like, do you want to follow it? Great.
It's also because it's very rare nowadays, people with real like self-reflection of like, okay, what am I worth?
Yeah.
Because we all are very greedy. We all want more and more and more. And most of us don't want to work for it. Like most people want to do as little as possible and get as much as possible. Where I think one of the reasons we work well together is because we both have the mindset of, all right, let me deliver so much value that it's inevitable.
Yeah, I would never go and have a big negotiation with somebody like if I was hungry and I wanted them. Like I wouldn't go and like set all these expectations to them. I would say, listen, very simple. If I deliver this up front, will you give me this? It's simple.
Yeah.
That's a simple thing. And even sometimes I wouldn't even do that. I would just like add a lot of value.
Yeah.
And then see, is it worth it after?
Yeah.
But it's taking risks. Yeah. It depends on where you are in your career. And sometimes not, like, of course now I wouldn't do it, but if I was starting out.
Yeah. Yeah, I was lucky I was working with you where you're very fair. And I just knew that if I just continue showing up, I continue delivering value, and I just make myself inevitable and valuable for this business, I'm gonna get paid. Like that. That's it. I never really thought about, okay, with this, that, or let's go negotiate with him. I was just like, okay, let me double down. Let me double down again. Let me double down again.
Yeah, yeah. And sometimes there will be people who screw over that energy, but like you get a learning point, and then you go to the next. You should never stop adding value. Like that's how you get into business opportunities even.
Yeah, that's even our sales process is built around that.
Yeah.
Provide value for this customer up front.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna pay me.
Yeah, and you deliver so much value that they go and say, "Hey, can we do this?"
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's just make yourself inevitable.
Yeah.
Then one thing we haven't touched upon yet is the automation part with our tech guy. I think that's also very valuable for a lot of people, a lot of business owners. I know it's saved us a shit ton of time, both with accounting, sales closing, overview with our clients, etc., and collection. So, can you, for you, it was probably the biggest breakthrough because you spent so many years fucking manually sending contracts and everything.
Yeah, it's such a simple thing that at least saved me maybe 50 to 80 hours a month.
Yeah.
Like 15, 20 hours a week. I would say if you're making $100,000 a month, like this will be a big game changer if you don't have it.
Yeah.
Like everything should be automated in your closing process and in your onboarding process and delivery process.
Yeah.
Period. If you're spending time other than going live and actually creating content, then there's something.
Yeah, there's
that's
something
a problem.
off. There's something
Like
off.
if you're spending money writing down who the clients are, you're spending time on like calculating money. You are spending time on sending invoices, sending contracts, welcome emails, like simple stuff like that.
Yeah, writing down expenses.
This is very high school shit. So some people would be like, oh, I already have that up. And if you have that, great.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people who don't.
Yeah.
And it will save you so much. And it can cost you $3,000 a month. Boom, automated. And you save like 20 hours a week.
Yeah, and also a lot of in the back end for us, a big thing was the delivery system. Like we have an automated process so we can see like where are they in the journey. Like you can follow up on them accordingly, because I think one of the big reasons why we have such a high graduation rate, like the normal for an info product is like what, 25% or 10%, 15% actually graduate from the program and go through it. Ours is 95%, and it's because we have a very clear overview on where they are. Like
where do they need to be in week 1? Where do they need to be in week 2? Where do they need to be in week 3, 4, and so on?
And that's all automated.
All automated.
So we can go in and see, oh, she didn't do her homework this week. Let's call her and make sure she gets back on track.
And the beautiful thing now, we just started a new company, and we are 1 month into the actual. No,
this is week 3.
Week,
yes.
Third week today of the actual program. So, like the way we started this was with our business partner. We said, let's create this company. We shook hands, and he was like, I don't know what to do. We said, don't worry about it. We'll create a coaching program. Right? Styling, beauty, all this stuff. From when we invent the name on day 1 to 30 days later, we made the first couple of $100,000, right? Just testing the waters. But in that period, we had just have an outline of the program.
Yeah.
We spent 4 hours on the actual product.
Yeah.
Because we just know that he has 40 years of experience. So the content will be great.
Yeah.
We're not worried about spending time on that. We're worried about getting the structure for a real business. And then we'll create the program when we get the first clients.
Yeah.
So we got the first clients, and then we're just creating it week by week. But the beautiful thing is, now I am 2 weeks in. Between me and you, we built the company, we got the clients in, created the brand, we got people into a program, and as of yesterday, I am not needed anymore.
Yeah.
In the development of the program.
Yeah.
And we have like legitimate experts in this program, like 4 world-class experts who are celebrities.
Yeah, 20 plus years of experience each.
Minimum, right? Some of them more. So it's just like, and we have a system, like they're going live this many times a week. Like this is our onboarding process, like 7 or 8 steps, right? It's a meeting, then it's another group meeting, then it's a one-on-one meeting, then it's another one-on-one with another person, another one-on-one there, and then there's homework in between, and there's a quick wins. This needs to happen within the 72 hours. Like there are processes inside the community. Like these are the message goes up on Monday. These are the message goes out on Thursday. Then there's the follow-up messages. They get one-on-one as well, right? So there's a whole onboarding process that just works.
Yeah.
My point is, I'm 2 weeks in, and I didn't start with a team.
No.
That's the thing. Like I didn't start with a team. I took the team in. When did we take the team? Last week?
Yeah.
But because of course, we already have a team, so that, like not everybody can do that. But because we understand the process and systems, and they understand, boom, they took over. It's taking 4 or 5 days.
Duplicated.
I'm not needed in there. Maybe I'll have to go on maybe a meeting this week, 30 minutes, 1 hour. I'll do one next week too, just to check up, and then maybe in a month. But I just know that thing is done.
Yeah.
Now I can work on the business and grow it. So that's a part of automation. But you can only do that when you actually listen to what we say. You find out what the processes and systems are that you need to have in place. You find out like how to train people and like how to, you actually go and get the people. If you do all that, then that could be your reality.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's your process when you do that? When you actually bring in the team? Can you explain a little bit, how did you bring them in so fast, and how do you set them up for success?
How do you bring them in so fast? I think it's important. And by the way, this team is doing it for peanuts.
Yeah.
Because they already, and this is another thing we should touch on, is like you need to build trust with your team. So they're making good money in the other business. But I was clear with them. You can get an opportunity over here. It shouldn't mess with what's going on over there. But you're not really getting paid a lot for it, but it could be something in the future. And they're willing to do it because the trust is already built there for many years.
Yeah.
So that's invaluable. Like we can gather 9 people, 10 people and say, all right, guys, we'll go in this direction now. Are you willing to start this with us?
Yeah.
And I think that's an awesome feeling to like just be able to have a warrior team like that.
Yeah.
Who's willing to go to war for you. So I think that's the first thing. You need to actually have that foundation and build that trust.
Yeah, but that's also because our trust is not built around the business. It's built around the culture and the group of people. So it doesn't matter what logo or brand name it is. They're just following us and the energy that we've brought in.
They know you're fair.
Yeah.
They know you're gonna treat them right. And by the way, there's nobody like these people. Like, there's been so many tough conversations.
Yeah.
Like it's not like just buddy all the time.
No.
There's very like headbuttings a lot of times and like big egos and stuff like that. But we manage that well, and I think that's also why the trust is there. If you're just a nice guy all the time, they're not gonna really respect you.
No.
But if you're a good person and like you're tough sometimes when it's needed, then they understand this is just your boundaries, and then the respect increases.
Then it also feels like family.
Then it feels like family,
right? Like we all know, like you never really fully trust the guy who's always so nice. But if you also get to see the dark side or whatever, then you know, okay, this is someone I can trust. Like all your best friends and your closest family members, you know the most shit about.
Yeah, and it's different from person to person.
Yeah.
Some people will have a different style than me, but my style is just like sometimes I'm just gonna be real with you.
Yeah.
So there's been times where maybe I shouldn't have said some things, and maybe I've not been on the meeting, but I said them. So, like, they've all seen my darkest sides.
Yeah.
I've seen there. I remember one of our leaders at one time got so offended at me that he basically made I think it was a 7 or 8 minute video, just literally just screaming at me.
Yeah.
Like factually, just like, I was like, all right.
Yeah.
And then I was very warm to him. I said, hey, brother, I think I miscommunicated some things or you misunderstood. Let's jump in a meeting, fix it, and boom, after 1-2 minutes. And this is one of the guys who will just do anything now. You know?
But yeah, that's also a good point, that it's different from person to person. Now we are both very working class background. Everyone who works for us is the same. We're not used to a corporate environment. I didn't grow up around any corporate people, and the same with everyone on our team. So that's why the jargon is maybe
a little more rough.
It's a little more rough.
And other people maybe would do or be comfortable with.
Yeah, and that's okay. You can, but the core principle is just, no matter how you communicate it, you cannot pussyfoot around the tough conversation. That's it.
Yeah.
and you have to be okay with getting that team
Yeah.
bonding, especially if you're a tight knit team.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're making 30, 50K a month and you're only like 2 or 3 people on the team, kind of have to be very close. You can't be in each your quarters. You have to meet every day. You have because people also need that kind of togetherness.
Yeah.
They need that social life, not social life, but they need to know that they're part of something.
Yeah.
That's why they made some studies. People actually perform better when they work in an office rather than at home, even though everybody wants to work at home.
Yeah, but we actually managed to build that very well. That like even if we don't have physical offices everywhere for every person, for every people, like we work very good remotely.
Yeah, but that's
also.
because we have that physical aspect of meeting every day.
Yeah, and it's like also the one team is physically there and another team physically, and then we have like some who's by themselves. But like there's definitely a hub.
Yeah,
for people.
For sure.
For most of them, at least. But there was one thing that I was thinking about. Yeah, the emotional part. Like, obviously, it would be better if you, as a leader, remove your emotions out. I would say that's better. That has been probably a weakness that I am correcting.
Yeah.
Now, I think I'm all right at it now, but before it was definitely an issue. The thing is, leadership should not be emotional. It should be structural. This is the structure. Either you are part of it or you're not a part of it. You give support, you give training, and it should be a safe place to be.
Yeah.
You should not get irritated or emotional with people.
No.
Right? And I think that has been my weakness. And I'm just saying, if that's your weakness out there too, you can still build a business.
Yeah.
And build a very strong one and have great relationships.
Yeah.
So,
I
now I've removed that.
Yeah, I think the big factor, the reason why I used to get very irritated and still do sometimes is because you're very emotionally attached to your business. Like, it's inevitable if you put so much effort into something and you spend so much time and energy, and if you know yourself, if you are a business owner, it's your life for a good couple of years, many years. It's your whole life. It's like 90% of your life is consumed by this. So of course you're going to be touchy about it. I think that the best thing is to kind of detach yourself from it. And I think a big growth that I've seen in you is that business is just one aspect of your life, and you've also now you have a lot outside also. So you're not like this emotionally attached to this and like completely consumed by it 24/7. Like I remember all those nights I also had where you can barely sleep because there's a problem in the business. Now I'm also getting better at like, okay, I have a life next to it.
I remember a period where I was working on banking and Stripe because they got closed down and stuff like that. These things would give me nightmares.
Yeah.
Because it's just like all of a sudden, boom, a bank is taken away, or boom, your Stripe is on hold, and like your whole business depends. Now, if it happens, it's just like it's just, we're gonna fix that.
Yeah.
But that's also because you have your business grown, right? There's a certain maturity in it. There's certain security and stuff like that. So obviously, I think it's a process.
Yeah, I think the security is a big part. Like, it's because you're very scarce in the beginning, right? Like you're scared to lose it, especially if you come from a background where you don't have a lot. It's like you're always scared that will I go back, right? But then you start to see, okay, and also you start to have more confidence in your skill set, because the way I feel right now is, if our business goes under, we get some scandal or whatever, everything goes to shit, I can start a new business in a week. Like that's how I feel. So I have more confidence in my skill set than I have in the my business.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think to maybe end this, we talked about like how would I outsource something quickly. What was the question before you?
No, it's just now we started a new business, and now after it's week 3 of the program actually started, you already have a team taking care of it. So what's your process?
Yeah, so that's for me, right?
Yeah.
But I think for somebody, if like, let me explain another program where I did it in 3 months. Like you should be able to outsource it in 3 months.
Yeah.
The delivery part of a coaching program. Because we did that, was it the year, like we created a crypto program, which was a part of an investment program.
Yeah.
We did that in May 2024. So that's 2 years ago, which still is running now. I have zero involvement in it. And everybody's happy there, actually.
Yeah.
And we started in May, and it was automated in August.
Yeah.
So May, June, it was 3 months. And I said I would do it, and we did it. And there was like, I didn't know anything. I had learned about crypto 1 month before or 2 months. So it's like I didn't even have the expertise, but I built it around a guy who had expertise, and then we got another guy, and then we got like 2 other guys, and great. But I basically just built it.
Yeah.
I gave the direction, and then like I was a part of, because I knew the process. I didn't know the knowledge. So I put the person in place with the knowledge.
Yeah.
And then I just needed the processes to be exactly how we wanted it. Again, with the onboarding, with the lives every week, with how the homework should be structured, the follow-up stuff, all the communication.
Yeah.
That's what I oversaw.
Yeah.
Right? And then I implemented my standard and principles to the next guy.
Yeah.
And then once he got a hang of it, we took another guy in. Right? So that was hiring gradually.
How long do you spend with these people? Like, so now you did this in 3 months. Like, how much time are you spending every day with these people? And
I would
what's
say
the
on
faces?
average. So in the beginning, in the first month, let's say it's at least 30 to 1 hour. I would say 45 minutes a day on average.
Yeah.
The first month.
And what's the focus on that month?
The focus on is creating an amazing program.
Okay.
So I know what an amazing program looks like. Right? So we have 12 weeks. These are the things, like, you have to be good at creating outcomes for people. Because it's like, okay, I have somebody who needs to go through this program. Where do I want them to be after 12 weeks?
Yeah.
And then I need that person to understand it. And they will have ideas. And I need to be centered in myself. I don't listen to that person. I listen on feedback, on like the content. But the structure in itself, it's very rare to take in something. Because I clearly know what needs to happen. That confidence comes also because the first time I created a program was 20 years ago. So it's very rare somebody moves me. It's not that I'm not open.
No, it's but just, it's the feedback is, or details inside. The structure stays the same.
It's like, and oftentimes I have to ask him, okay, what do you think is important? And he says, da, 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 da. I say, okay, yeah, maybe these 4 things are the most important. This is not important because I want this outcome for the client.
Yeah.
All right, great. Can you create 4 videos of this, like 5 minutes? A lot of people, like, it takes them like fucking a month to create a program. It takes me a week. If I could, like any program, like let me learn something about Rolex watches. I want to create a program about Rolex watches. Let's say it's going to take me 100 hours to get the hang of it.
Yeah.
That's 200 hours maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that in what? Like a month?
Yeah.
Okay, so 1 month of accumulation.
Yeah.
And then
actual
1 week I'll create the program maximum.
Yeah.
Maximum.
Yeah. 1 day to make the outline.
Yeah.
And then 6 days.
And this is a long process. You can do that much faster.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm just saying, like, a lot of people complicate this process. So the first thing is to have clarity, like where should the client be, and then it's give that clarity to the people who work with you, give direction.
Yeah.
And there's just a high standard, right? And we were talking with this person who I brought in first, Chris. He'd never created a video at this scale. He was not a great educator in the beginning.
No.
Like now he's a great person in education, with coaching. This is now like 2 years after, right?
Yeah.
And he's the headmaster in there. But if we took somebody who just was a nerd,
Yeah.
essentially with a subject,
Yeah.
and create a program.
We
around it,
actually
and
had
very
him.
successful.
We actually had him on a master class, the first one.
Yeah.
Where he was so boring to listen to.
That we have to pull him out.
We had to pull him out, and actually now people love listening to him.
Yeah.
So of course that's been a process of over many hours, but he developed into actually a very, very good educator.
Yeah. Yeah. And and if I could give one more advice to somebody if they're asking, it would be you need to have clarity on the process and systems. If you can go away with one thing today, is have like you should be obsessed now to get clarity on leadership, how to have great leadership, great management, and process and systems that's going to take you where you want to go. Instead of guessing.
Yeah. The easiest test for me, if I'm going into a new business to know if it's running efficiently or not, and if it's running well or not, is how much have you written down?
Yeah.
If there's nothing written down, then I know it's fucked.
Yeah.
Then I know the deeper I go in, it's gonna be a fucking mess.
Yeah.
If everything's written down, then I know, okay, this is.
If I ask
this
you,
is
what
good.
does your salesperson do, and you give me a document right away, and I say, is this 100% of all the work? And you say yes, then I'm like, okay, you got that covered.
Yeah.
Like, what about delivery? Yeah, here. And you should be able to find those documents within 1 minute in your business.
Yeah.
Right? And now is the point where in our CBH Trading Academy, I can't find all the SOPs for it right now. I have to ask somebody. But it's also a great new experience where I'm saying, hey, Michael, what are we doing in this aspect of the business? And he just gives me a clear breakdown. I'm like, okay, I'm impressed. Check. You get a raise. That's literally happened the other day. He was asking for a raise, and it was very modest, and he's a great guy.
Yeah, amazing.
And I it was just done.
Yeah.
Like, you just run the presentation. This is what I'm doing. Boom, boom, boom. It's like, great.
Yeah.
So you get to a point where you don't need to micromanage people because you see the results and you're just running on energy and feedback from the other in the team.
And they just run.
And everybody said he's a star, he's a star, he's a star. So it was a 5-minute meet. I've already decided before I went into the meeting that he would get the raise.
Yeah. And they just write the processes themselves now. Like sales.
Yeah.
Our sales reps write them themselves. They send it to me. I skim through and give them
That's
feedback.
a great place to be. And yesterday I saw some mistakes in the program that we were creating, and I just made a voice message. It took 3 minutes, and I said, could you create a standard operating procedure for this? He asked me some clarifying questions. Boom, done.
Yeah.
And that's great place to be in. But that you can only get to that if you're listening to what we're saying, getting the clarity, and then start the work.
Yeah.
So I think that's...
I think the biggest learning from here is, number one, write everything down.
Yeah.
Like, write it down and write it in a way that a 12-year-old could understand.
The task that you want people to do.
Daily trainings when you get new ones, have everything they have to do, all their responsibilities written down, and have a standard operating procedure for every responsibility.
Yeah.
Like, and then go through it daily with them.
Yeah.
That would be the main.
And then the last thing I want to add on this is find a business owner who has exactly the same business that you want, or similar. Coaching business it should be, or a service business, and then find out what the process and service systems they have.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, how do they work? Because you can't really automate if you don't have that aspect as well.
No.
So that would be it. I think we covered most of it, right?
Yeah. Then I can't really think of anything else.
No. So if you like this, I guess it's going to be on YouTube. Like it, subscribe it. It would mean the world to us. And this is also your opportunity to ask us questions if you want. And we'll try our best to answer everyone out there here in the beginning. So, thanks for great work, bro.